Hi friends, I hope you all had a really great weekend. It was so nice outside. I hope you got to go out. Today for math, we're doing lesson 9.12. And when I was trying to pack shapes for all of you, I realized that I didn't have enough of every shape that I needed for everybody here. So what I'm gonna do is just have you follow along really closely with what I'm doing. Unfortunately, you don't get to use the shapes like I'm using them. If we had been at school, I would have done this lesson in our small group, so you could have used the shapes, but unfortunately, because it is just a video, and I didn't have enough for everyone, you're just gonna follow along with me. So for right now, all you're gonna need is your pencil and a crayon. Okay, so it says, how can you join triangles to make the shapes? Draw and color the triangles. Okay, so this one was really easy peasy. It made the trace lines for me. I can take two triangles and turn them into this diamond shape. So go ahead, trace those triangles. And then you can color them in. You can use any color that you want. I'm just using green because the triangle shapes that I have are green. That's really the only reason. Oof, I hope you colored that in better than I did, neater than I did. Okay, how about this? We haven't talked about this shape yet. This is actually called a trapezoid. We won't talk about this shape really. Let's see, if I start to put triangles inside the lines of this trapezoid. Oh. Look at that, I made a trapezoid with 1, 2, 3 triangles. So I'm gonna very carefully, if you want to, you can put a, well, you don't have the shape, so never mind. I'm going to just make a trace line there. You're gonna do your best to draw yours so it looks kind of like that. And then I'm just gonna color in my 3 triangles. Remember, you can pause me whenever you need to. Okay, this shape is a lot bigger. This is actually a shape that we know, that's a hexagon. So let's see, I'm just gonna start putting triangles inside here. Okay, we're not full yet. Oh, we're about halfway there. There we go. There is my hexagon with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. So an easy way to do this is to put kind of a dot. Try to do it in the middle of your hexagon and then just draw a line from each vertex, each corner, to that middle dot. And it won't be perfect, mine's definitely not perfect, but it gets you pretty close. And then I'll just quickly color these in. Okay, then I'm going to flip to the other side. Okay, how can you join the 2 triangles to make a rectangle? So they showed us right here, if I turn this triangle and flip it this way, I can make a rectangle like this. So let's go ahead and trace around that rectangle. Okay, then it says, how can you join the 2 triangles to make a larger triangle? So I actually don't have triangles that are this shape. I only have triangles that are this shape. But I'll show you to make a larger a larger triangle. It has a really long side here, a short side here, and then watch, I just do the same thing on the other side. I can put those 2 triangles together to make a bigger triangle. So go ahead and draw a triangle like this, 2 triangles that make up one big triangle on your own. And then we can flip to the next page. Then it says, how can you join some of the squares to make a larger square? So I have my square shapes here. So remember, a square has to be the same size on all of the sides. So if I start taking some of these squares. Okay, so there I have a square. Each side has 2 small squares. But if I add this last one, that's not a square. So that's why it says use some of the shapes. So I can use 1, 2, 3, 4 squares to make one bigger square. So what we can do to show that is draw one big square, then a line down the middle this way, and another line in the middle this way. And again, yours won't be perfect, but you can get pretty close. Okay, so that's how I can use some of the squares to make a bigger square. Then it wants to know, how can you join some or all of the squares to make a rectangle? So remember, a rectangle has 2 long sides and 1 short side. So watch what I can do. I can take just some of these. Now, does that look like a rectangle? Does it have 2 long sides and 2 short sides? Yeah, it does. And I used 1, 2, 3 squares. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my 2 short sides and 2 long sides. And I'm going to do my best to break it up and to show 1, 2, 3 squares. And mine's definitely not perfect, but I tried my best. And then you can flip to the back side. All right, how can you use these shapes to make a hexagon? So I've got these 2 shapes right here. And all I have to do is flip one of them upside down. And there we go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides that make up a hexagon. All right, so to make that hexagon, I have to do a side like this, diagonal out, and then I can go straight across this way. So now I have one of these, and now I have to do the other one. So I do a diagonal in, and a diagonal in, and then a line right here. And there we go. I made a hexagon using these 2 shapes. Okay. And this looks like a flower, doesn't it? Which shapes could you join to make the larger shape? Okay, well, something I'm noticing is I can put a whole mess of triangles in here, right? Because they're nice and pointed at the ends of this flower. So I can make all of these triangles. See how I did that? So what I can do is draw a line across like this. So go ahead and do that to all of these flower petals. We can use triangles to make up this part of the shape. And let me color those. All of my triangles. And then is there anything that you notice about the shape that's left in the middle? Whew, I'm being a sloppy colorer today. Okay. Something I notice about the shape in the middle is that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, just like our hexagon. So I can color in that whole middle shape. That is just like a hexagon with 6 sides. So I used triangles and a hexagon to make this shape. I also could have used triangles and 2 trapezoids if I wanted to. Or I could have used even more triangles. There are so many different ways to take shapes and put them together to make other shapes. We did sheets like this as one of our math centers where we use shapes to make all sorts of different pictures, different animals or different cars, all sorts of things. And this is just like that, only instead of making a picture of an elephant, you're making other shapes. It is pretty cool if you ask me. Okay, friends, that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.